Let's look at this video, second series of introduction to chemistry, basic chemistry. Basic chemistry. In this video, we shall discuss elements, compound, and mixture. What is an element? Please take note of this. What is an element? What is an element? An element is a chemical substance whose atoms all have the same number of protons. Very simple. An element is a chemical substance whose atoms all have the same number of protons and cannot be split into any simpler units by any chemical reaction. Let me write it down. Chemical element is a substance whose atoms all have the same number of protons. The same number of protons and cannot be split or cannot be broken into any simpler unit by chemical reaction or chemical process. Take note, that is the meaning of a chemical element. Chemical element is a substance whose atoms all have the same number of protons and cannot be split into any simpler unit by any chemical process. And we have three types of element. In the model periodic table, we have 118 elements. Take note of that. In the model periodic table, we have 118 elements. 94 of these elements occurs naturally. 94 of these elements occur what? Naturally. 94 out of what? 118 elements, 94 of them are natural. They are natural. While the remaining one are synthetic. They are synthetic. Take note of that. 94 out of 118 elements. In the model periodic table, we have 118 elements. 94 of them occur what? Naturally. The remaining are what? Synthetic. Take note of that. Then this element can be divided into three. We have three types of elements. Types of element. Types of element. Types of element. Please don't look at our board. Please, like so it be. Okay, types of element. We have number one, metal element. Number two, we have non-metal element. Number three, we have metalloid element. We shall quickly look at their properties, their characteristics, their properties. These are the three types of elements we have: metal element, non-metal element, metalloid. We shall look at their properties and we shall move further. Let's move. Let's move. Let me quickly give you this. Their characteristics in form of table, where we have metal, we have non-metal, and we have metalloid. For metal, they are malleable. Metals are malleable. What is the meaning of malleable? They can be hammered into a thin sheet. They can be hammered into thin sheet. They can be flattened into a thin sheet. For example, when you have your can, your can. You can hammer that can. It can be beaten into what? Tin sheet. They are malleable. Why do small metal are not malleable? They are not malleable. Metalloid, don't forget, metalloid, they are just 6 in the periodic table. Metalloids are 6 in the periodic table. They can also be called semiconductor. They can be called semiconductor. They are just 6. Let me give metalloid. Let me write example of metalloid here. Metalloids. They are just 6 in the periodic table. We have boron. We have silicon. We have germanium. We have arsenic. We have antimony. We have tellurium. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is B, chemical symbol. Xi, chemical symbol. Ge, chemical symbol. As, chemical symbol. Sb, chemical symbol. Te, chemical symbol. Take note. Those are what? Semiconductor. They are called what? Those are what? Metalloids. They are called what? Semiconductor. They are also malleable. They are also what? Malleable. And don't forget, semiconductor can exhibit, metalloid can exhibit the characteristic of metal and non-metal. Take note of that, I repeat. Metalloid can exhibit the characteristic of metal and non-metal. It is malleable. That means it is exhibiting characteristic of what? A metal. Take note of that. Metalloid are malleable. Metals are malleable. But non-metals are not what? Malleable. Malleability means it can be beaten into what? Tin sheet. Take note of that. Number 2. This one is what? Ductile. This one is what? Not ductile. Not what? Ductile. This is also what? Ductile. Take note. It is ductile. What is the meaning of ductility? It can be drawn into thin wire. Metals can be drawn into thin wire. Metal can be what? Drawn into what? Thin wire. Take note of that. Next, it is what? It can conduct current. It can conduct. That means metals can conduct electricity. Electricity. Cannot conduct electricity. This one, they are semiconductor. Don't forget, they are semiconductive. That means they are conductive. Metalloid are semiconductive. Take note of that. This one, not brittle. This one is what? Brittle. Why this one is what? Also what? Brittle. Take note. That means they are hard. Why they can be what? Broken. That means hard but can be what? Broken. Brittle, not brittle. Take note of that. Another one. The appearance of this is what? Shiny. It has a shiny what? Appearance. A dull appearance. Very dull appearance. Let me leave this. Very dull appearance. Shiny appearance. Very what? Dull appearance. It is sonorous. Sonorous. What do they mean by that? When you strike a metal with an object, it will produce sound. That means when you strike a metal with an object, if you have an iron, strike it with an object, it will produce sound. That is what they are sonorous. But this is not sonorous. Not sonorous. Not sonorous. Take note of that. Take note of that. This under room temperature. under room temperature, or let me say at room temperature. I'm sorry, I hope you people can see it. I hope you can see it. You can see it. At room temperature. At room temperature. Temperature. They are solid, or it is solid. At room temperature, it is solid. Except of mercury. Except of what? Mercury. Mercury is liquid at room temperature. Take note. It's there in your jar, in Jupel, in what? In Waheg. Take note. Take note of that. Take note of that. At room temperature, metals are solid. Except of mercury. Except of mercury. Mercury is liquid under room temperature. Take note of that. Mercury. These, they exhibit the three states of matter. These, they, or it exhibits, no matter, it exhibits the three states of matter. The three states of matter. Take note. It can exhibit the three states of matter. Nitrogen, you can have liquid nitrogen. Liquid nitrogen. You can have carbon is solid. Can you see? Carbon is solid. That's why allotropes of carbon are solid. Diamond, graphite, crystalline allotrope of carbon, they are solid. Liquid nitrogen. Oxygen is a gas. That means non-metals, they exhibit three states of matter. For metalloid, metalloid is also what? Solid. This one is solid. Metalloid is what? Solid. Take note of that. Metalloid is what? Solid. Another thing, take note of that. The metal, let me write it here. Metals are reducing agents. That is one of the chemical properties of metal. It's a reducing agent. Metal is a typical example of reducing agent. An agent that can what? Lose electron. That can lose electron. Metal is reducing agent. Why not metal are what? Oxidizing agent. You can oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent. Non-metal are what? Oxidizing agent. They gain electron. Non-metal can gain electron. Oxidizing agent. Metal is a reducing agent. Reducing agent loses electron. Oxidizing agent gains electron. Metals are good example of reducing agent. They can lose electron. Non-metal are good example of what? Oxidizing agent. They can what? Gain electron. Hope you understand that. Please let us move further. These are what? The characteristics of what? Metals, non-metals, and metalloid. Take note, I told you that we have 6 what? Metalloid in the periodic table. But some people classify polonium as what? Metalloid. Polonium as metalloid. But these are the 6 metalloid we have. Boron can be found in group what? 3A, that means group 13. Silicon and germanium can be found in group 4A, that means group 14. Arsenic antimony can be found in group 5A, that means group 15. Tellurium can be found in group 6A, that is group 16. I repeat, boron in group 3A, that is group 13. Silicon and germanium, group 4A, that is 14. Arsenic antimony, group 5A, that is group 15. Tellurium, group 6A, that is group 16. These are the 6 words metalloid we have. Let us go to the next one, which is a compound. Very important. Very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. Yes, 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 yes. Let's move. 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 What is a compound? What is a compound? What is a compound? Compound. Compound is just the combination of 2 or more elements which are combined in fixed proportion. Simple definition. Combination of 2 or more elements which are in a fixed proportion. Or combination of 2 or more elements which are chemically held together and cannot be separated by physical what means. Take note of that. Let me quickly write it down. This is the combination of two or more elements. You can have two or more elements which are combined in a fixed proportion, which are combined in a fixed proportion, or combination of two or more elements which are chemically held together or chemically bonded together. There's a big chemical bond, which are chemically held together or chemically bonded together and cannot be separated by any physical means. Cannot be separated by any what? Physical means. And cannot be separated by any physical means. That is what? That is a compound. And we have to look at types of compound. We have types of compound which you have to understand. We have 4 types of compound. We have ionic compound, which is also known as what? Electrovalent compound. We have covalent compound, which is also known as molecular compound. We have intermetallic compound, which is also known as what? Intermetallic compound, exhibit what? Metallic bond. And we have what? Complex or coordination compound. That means a complex compound. Coordination compound. Very complex compound. Complex compound that has what? Ligand and a central word atom. And we explain all the 4. Let us look at them. Types of compound. Types of compound. There are 4 types of compound. 4 types of compound. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please press the subscribe button. Share, like, comment. Please share this video to your friend. And you can call any one of this number if you need any physical classes. Please take note of that. Let's move. Types of compound. Types of compound. Types of compound. Types of compound. We have 4. Number 1, electrovalent compound. Electrovalent compound, which is also known as ionic compound. 2, we have covalent compound, which is also known as molecular compound. We have 3, intermetallic compound. We have intermetallic compound. 4, we have coordination compound. Coordination compound. We have coordination compound. Let me quickly explain these 4 types of compound and give you their example before we go to mixture and types of mixture, and let us call it about a day on this video. Before that, please let me take my water because dehydration has occurred. I'm sorry. Water is life. Okay, let's move. Electrovalent compound. Electrovalent. covalent compound. I'll just give you the simple meaning and how to identify the electrovalent compound. Simple meaning. Electrovalent compound. This is a compound that exhibits electrovalent bond. This compound exhibits electrovalent bond. Electrovalent bond. Electrovalent bond. And another name for electrovalent bond is what? Ionic bond. This compound exhibits what? Electrovalent bond. That means ionic bond. How do you identify electrovalent compound? It occurs when metal combine with what? Non-metal. When you have metal and non-metal combining together, what kind of compound will you have? That is electrovalent compound. For example, when you have sodium combining with what? Chlorine, that is metal. Sodium is a metal, chlorine is a non-metal. This compound is an example of what? Electrovalent compound, ionic compound. Another one, when you have calcium, which is a metal, combining with chlorine to form calcium chloride. Calcium is a metal, chlorine is what? Non-metal. Calcium is a metal, chlorine is a non-metal. That is what? Electrovalent compound. Another one, when you have magnesium combining with oxygen. Magnesium is a metal, oxygen is what? Non-metal. What kind of compound is this? Electrovalent compound. It occurs when metal combine with non-metal. And this compound exhibits what? Ionic bond, electrovalent bond. Let us move further. Let's go to the next one, which is what? Covalent compound. Covalent compound. Covalent compound. Let's move to the next one. Covalent compound. Covalent compound. Let's move. Covalent compound. What is a covalent compound? Covalent compound exhibits covalent bond. Covalent compound. And I told you another name for it is molecular compound. Molecular compound. That is covalent compound, molecular compound. This compound exhibits covalent bond. Exhibit covalent bond. Another name for covalent bond is molecular bond. Take note, molecular bond. This compound exhibits covalent bond. That means it exhibits what? Molecular bond. And it occurs when you have non-metal combining with what? Non-metal. When you have non-metal combining with what? Non-metal. That is what? Covalent compound or molecular compound. When you have non-metal combining with what? Non-metal, you will have what? Covalent compound or molecular compound. An example is this. When you have nitrogen combining with hydrogen to form ammonia, nitrogen is non-metal. Hydrogen is non-metal. What kind of compound is this? Covalent compound. When you have phosphorus, non-metal. Hydrogen, non-metal. What kind of compound is this? Molecular compound or covalent compound. When you have, look at it. This one came out in what? GCE 2023, GCE 2023. C6H12O6. What kind of compound is this? Is still what? Molecular compound or covalent compound. Carbon is non-metal. Hydrogen, non-metal. Oxygen, non-metal. What kind of compound? Molecular compound or covalent compound. When you have non-metal combining with what? Non-metal, you will have what? Covalent compound or molecular compound. Take note of that. Let's move, and don't forget molecular compound exhibit what? Covalent bond or molecular bond. Let us move. Next one, intermetallic. Intermetallic. Intermetallic compound. Intermetallic compound. Intermetallic. Inter. Next one, inter. Intermetallic compound. Let me quickly, you can quickly write it down. Intermetallic compound exhibit what? Metallic bond. That means the kind of bond you can find in this compound is what? Metallic bond. It has metallic bond. Metallic bond. And it occurs when you have metal combining with metal. Metal combining with what? Metal. An example, when you have Ag3SN. Silver is a metal, tin is a metal. It's an example. When you have Cu6SN5, copper is a metal, tin is a metal. When you have Cu3Al, copper is a metal, aluminium is a metal. This is an example of what? Intermetallic compound. Just know that it exhibits what? Metallic bond. Let us go to the last one, which is what? Coordination compound, which is the complex compound. Coordination compound, complex compound. Then we go to mixture, then we call it AD on this video. We call it AD on this video. Coordination compound. Coordination compound. Coordination compound. Take note, the first thing, it exhibits what? Dative bond. Dative bond. Or coordinate bond. It exhibits dative bond or coordinate bond. It exhibits dative bond or coordinate bond. And in this compound, you have a central atom. You have a central atom. A central atom, which are what? Transition metals. Transition metals. Which are transition metals. You have a central atom, which are transition metals. And you have what? A ligand. You have ligand, which has corner atoms or molecules, which are corner atoms or molecules. Take note of that. Coordination compound, that is complex compound. It exhibits dative bond or coordinate bond. It has a central atom, which is what? Transition metal, and a ligand. The ligand are what known as what? The ligands are known as what? Corner atoms or molecules. The ligand are known as what? Corner atoms or molecules. Corner atoms or molecules. For example, when you have K4Fe, Cr9, you have this. This is a central atom. These are what? Corner atom. That is an example. You have that. We have so many examples on this. We have nickel, CO for then this. These are examples of what? Coordination compound. Please take note. In a video, I will teach you the naming of what? Complex compound, coordination compound. I will teach you the naming, which is very important. Please take note. Let us move further. Let us move to the meaning of mixture. Let us move to the meaning of mixture. 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 Then we look at type of what? Mixture. Then we call it a nice day on this video. We call it a nice day on this video. Mixture. Mixture is just the combination of two or more constituents. The constituent can be element and compound, or compound and compound, which are not combined in a fixed proportion. That means they are combined. They are combined in non-fixed proportion. Non-fixed proportion. That means there's no a particular proportion for them. That means they are not chemically held together. That means when you have two or more constituents which are not combined, they are not combined in a fixed proportion. They are not chemically held together. That means mixture. This is the combination of two or more constituent. What do they mean by constituent? It could be element and compound, element, compound. Constituent. They are not chemically held together. They are not combined in a fixed proportion. When you have the combination of two or more constituents which are not chemically bonded together, and can be separated by physical means, because they are not combined in a fixed proportion. They are not chemically held together. They are not combined in a fixed proportion. They are not chemically held together. They can be separated by physical means. And we have two types of mixture. We have two types. Types of mixture. We have two types of mixture. We have homogeneous mixture. We have heterogeneous mixture. What is the meaning of homogeneous mixture? This one, the constituents are uniformly mixed together. The constituents are uniformly mixed together. They are uniformly mixed together. They are not physically separated. 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 Take note. They are not physically separated. They are not physically separated. The constituents are uniformly mixed together. They are not physically separated. Example: salt solution. Take note. Salt solution. Your urine, air, steel, etc. They are example of homogeneous mixture. Let's look at the last one. Heterogeneous mixture. In this one, the constituents are not uniformly mixed together. Are not uniformly mixed together. They are not uniformly mixed together. Another thing, they are physically separated. The constituents are physically separated. You will see it. They are physically separated. The constituents are physically separated. They are physically separated. Example: The mixture of sand and water. Sand and water. Sand and water. We have blood. Yes, blood is an example of heterogeneous mixture because the plasma is not what uniformly mixed together with the blood. They are physically separated. Blood, we have flood. 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 These are example of what heterogeneous mixture. Take note. This one do come out in JAM and you can see it in your 100 level and prepare. Flood is a typical example of what heterogeneous mixture. Please take note. Assignment. Let me give you this assignment, and if you do it, please, you can submit it. You will see a WhatsApp link below this video. You can press the WhatsApp link, you will join a group, then submit the assignment there. The assignment is that give me what differences between mixture and compound. Differences, assignment, differences between a mixture and a compound. A mixture and a compound. Please take this as an assignment. Please don't forget, press the subscribe button, share this video with your friends, comment on it, and like. Please, we hope to see you in the next video. I remain myself, Jama.